Hey loves, welcome back to another video. This week I am making over my headboard. Now I started this about 2 years ago and I never finished. So I used a bunch of molds and air dry clay and I just did what you just saw and I left it blank because the idea was to fill it up with florals, but I gave that up real quick. So now I'm mixing in a new color. I am using Aviary and Tarnished Pearl and Little Black Dress by DIY Paint. I love the color Aviary on its own, but it's a little bright for what I'm going for in my room. There are no windows. There's one window, but it's going into the studio. So I don't have natural light and I am painting the walls like this beige sand creamy color. So once I've got all this together, I am going to mist my area and then just start painting. So you're gonna see here a little few things. I started off with this big ass brush and quickly I just regretted it because I couldn't get to all the nooks and crannies of all the details from these molds. So I switched to a pointier brush and that helped a lot. So just keep that in mind. However, I still used the big brush just to smooth everything out. So I'm just gonna let you watch, honestly. So if I was doing this over, I would have started with the pointy tip brush, going in all the details before I even start doing the first big coat. There's a lot of things I would have done differently going in with this project, but it is what it is. It's for me. I'm not worried about it. But definitely I would have started out with the little brush, got into all those, nooks and crannies, whatever, and then go in with the big brush. And however, I do want to say the mister bottle in this situation is going to be your best friend because DIY paint is clay based and it reactivates with water and it's so thick. Well, it's not like really thick, but the water is going to help you get all the paint in there and then you don't have to use extra paint. Yeah, and then it doesn't dilute the paint as either. Like it doesn't thin it out or anything, but it does make it flexible enough for you to get in there. You can see that flower right there. I totally messed that up, but again, this is for me, and honestly, I like rustic shit, so I'm good. So this is what I'm saying, like this is where I should have started, but whatever. Listen, it's been a week and this did not turn out the way I wanted it to. It came out blotchy. You're gonna see at the end. So I'm gonna have to go in with some dark wax just to make it look even more rustic. But I was hoping that what I was doing was gonna work out, but it's okay. I have no rush into this, but learn from my mistakes. So The other thing that I wanted to tell you was that this project in particular, even though this was for me, like a light bulb went into my head. Obviously it's in my head anyway. And I thought that I could do this as a like real side hustle, or do it like my main thing, like here locally, and just do custom made headboards. The reason I'm telling you is because I think this is still a great idea. So if you are into repetitive stuff, but you just love to paint, you could totally do this as a side gig or your main gig, whatever you want. And then you can take on all kinds of clients and do, you know, obviously custom pieces and theme pieces. And I just think the possibilities are endless. I understand that modernization has taken over, but not to everybody. So I don't know. Let me know if this is something that you would do. Okay, so here I am after my first coat. This is drying. What I love about DIY paint is that you can tell the difference. You can tell what's already dry because it's so much lighter, and then you can tell what's still wet because it's darker. So yeah, I think it's one of the coolest features about DIY paint. So just keep that in mind. Okay, it's the next day and there's still some cracks here and there where I can still see the clay or I can still see the wood. So I'm gonna go with a very fine tip brush and paint those out. Close up, you can see here, right? And you can see here, here. But I really don't wanna see that. So let's cover that up. So the paint held up really good and it's ready to use. Now to do the floral waterfall thing, I used 4 molds. One of the ones I used is Sunflowers by IOD. And then I used 4 by Redesign with Prima. So I'm gonna look these up and everything is gonna be listed down below in the description box, and anything that I cannot find, I'll just put, you know, whatever information I can about these, and hopefully we can find them. 5 molds. Now the idea was to do like a massive thing of florals and have it come dripping down, but I quickly gave up and yeah, I don't have the patience. So for most of them, I use IOD air dry clay, and then for the rest, when I rent out, I use the air dry clay from Hobby Lobby, which also I'll link. So make sure to check that out. Okay, obviously you can't tell the difference, but be sure that when you go in with the detailing, you go in from every angle. So stand here, and then you'll be able to see these little cracks, and then come here and then do the same thing on the other side. And this way you see absolutely everything and you don't miss anything. Because once you do the second coat, you're gonna be annoyed if you missed a spot. So I am ready for the second coat. I didn't record the second coat because that's boring, but this is what I use to seal it. Make sure you stir it. Okay, now another tip. If you have a spray gun, use that. Use that to seal it, because this is why mine came out so blotchy. Another thing is I should have probably waxed it, but no, I don't like to wax. Anyways, again, I'm going in with a very small brush to get the sealer into the nooks and crannies. So also keep that in mind. If you have a spray gun and you love it and you don't mind using it, I recommend the spray gun. So this is just a piece of plywood, and I believe it was like either 1/4 inch. I don't think this was 1/2 inch. I don't think so. But anyways, this is what I did and I'm okay with it. Again, it's been a week and I'm just not happy with the results, but it's all good. Anything can be modified. I can also go in with white. You see the blotchiness already. And yeah, I also used the wrong brush. So this, I didn't show you my bedroom because, again, no good lighting in there. So this is what I did. I used some cushions and here's my made up bed. See, look at the blotchiness. So I'm thinking of going in with some black wax. So Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's been a week for me, so you guys have a great weekend, and let me know what you guys are up to. If you guys are doing any projects, let me know if this is something you might actually consider doing. Anyway, subscribe, like, comment. I'll see you next time.